All right. Welcome to Optimal Living Starts Here, where we support veterans and their families with living healthy, happy lives. I am Versandra Kennebrew, your host, and we are just super excited, as we always are, to bring in a special guest that will share some things with you that will empower you and help you to live your best life. That's what it's all about here. And before I introduce my special guest, let me just let you know that this gentleman is not only a special guest, but he too is a veteran. And I know that not all of our listeners or viewers are veterans or even family members, but I would just happen to say that those veterans that are and they have had the experience and know what being a veteran is all about are ones that can definitely speak to you in a little bit more personal manner, and they know what your life may be about. And I know from a family member standpoint, because I'm dealing with my dad on a day-to-day basis who is a veteran. But this special guest here is none other than Mr. Tony Callaway of Private Money Syndicate. Now, I'm going to tell you something about this gentleman. I've been working with him for the last couple of years, supporting him in a different way, not necessarily optimal living, but it ends up being optimal living anyway. But we primarily work together in the arena of social media and marketing. And so we have been pretty tight knit because his business is just growing in leaps and bounds due to the support of his syndicate. That's what I call it. We are the syndicate, all of his amazing advisors and special, I guess they have special skill sets. They have these special skills.
Powers.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we bring the power to the Private Money Syndicate. But this gentleman is joining us today for two reasons. First of all, I want you to know that he is a sponsor of our upcoming Veterans Family Retreat. You're going to learn a little bit more about that in this interview if you haven't watched past episodes and learned about it already. But then the other thing is, because he is also an expert in powering dreams. And when I say powering dreams, we know that dreams have to be funded or financed. And so Tony is going to share some information with you that will support you. If you happen to have a dream that you need some power to get it lifted so that it can float like in a hot air balloon, he's going to share some tips with you. But as we begin, let me just go ahead and say, what's up, Tony? How are you today?
Well, Sandra, and as I always call you Queen V, I am delighted to be here on the Optimal Living Show and able to, share some of the experiences I've had as a veteran, and certainly wonderful experiences I've had with you and the resources that you bring to all of your viewers and to all the people who choose to participate in the events that you put forward. It's just a wonderful thing. And I want to apologize. I want to take this off because I think it was going dead. So I didn't want it to crash in the middle of the interview. So I'm together now and ready to participate fully and just be part of this exciting show. So thank you for inviting me.
Yes, I'm happy that you're here. And before we get deep, let's just go ahead and just let our viewers know a little bit about you as a U.S. military veteran, because we know that many veterans have had some type of challenges during their time in the military that affected their health or well-being. So can you share with our audience what it's been like as a U.S. veteran, and how's your health? How are you doing?
Okay, well, I appreciate you asking. I feel like I'm doing very well. And I want to start my answer to your question back with my upbringing. Now, I'm a country boy. I grew up, my grandfather giving my father a parcel of land. And so I grew up farming to get to the point in working hard and, physical labor and all those things were a part of my upbringing. And so when I went into the military, which is getting to where you wanted me to be on this point, I'm thinking, I'm finally getting paid for working hard, so, these long days and relentless, physical demands during my early part of my career were, it was like I said, getting paid for working hard. And I remember when I finally got my first desk job, and I was an intelligence officer, but my first 4 years, I started 18th Airborne Corps. Then I was on Kelly Hill at Fort Benning in the Mechanized Infantry Brigade and all those things. I got a desk job, and I actually asked the colonel, because he was telling me the office hours pretty much Monday to Friday, 8 to 5. I kid you not. I said, sir, can I ask you a question? He said, well, sure. I said, do I get paid the same? And he said, yeah. I'm like, man, I wonder if these other guys know about this. I ain't never going back to a troop unit again. But needless to say, I'm a Gulf War veteran, and I was deployed with the first flight of U.S. forces that went into Saudi Arabia after Iraqis invaded Kuwait. I was doing intel support to special operations. And in between all that, did some covert ops in Latin America, Honduras, and El Salvador during the, I guess what became known after the fact as Iran-Contra, but we didn't know that. We were just doing what we're supposed to do. And in the course of all these things, and I'll go back to my early upbringing, I mean, you get exposed to stuff, bitten up by bugs and all kind of things, conditions can be challenging, but we were that age and of that era where you just sucked it up and drove on. I remember running around Fort Bragg. Back those days, you had to double time everywhere in combat boots. And of course, soldiers now, they go through basic training wearing, tennis shoes and athletic wear. And that's not to, be comparative, because we had the World War II veterans, of Korean War, the Vietnam War veterans, even before the Gulf War, and then the guys and women who are soldiers, airmen, sailors, and Marines who have been deployed 10, 12 times during our conquest or conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan. It does take a toll, but oftentimes in my case, until you're 55, 60 years old, you don't necessarily discover that you have these issues. And I'll be very forthright. And a physician told me that I had post-traumatic stress. I'm like, are you serious? And, I've actually received treatment, counseling for that. And I'm very proud to say that it's been very helpful. So, I encourage veterans to be very conscious, not only of the health and maintenance that would be related to any type of, physical, medical types of things, but the things of Versandra and optimal living stress, which are holistic, which are lifestyle oriented, which are more body mindfulness and consciousness, is something that we need to all take very seriously, regardless of our age or our era or our service in the military.
Yes, absolutely. You really hit on some very key points there, Tony. And I agree with you. Sometimes you just suck it up. Hey, this is just what I do. I'm Superman. I'm used to rugging it out and doing it like this. And so then when you have something that happens later in life, it's like, okay, well, where did it actually come from? Where was the origin? But yes, you did stay in the zone of getting some support from a doctor. And even though that diagnosis was not something that you thought was there, you were able to get into some treatment and gain some benefits from it. And that's what it's really all about, is getting the support and assistance that you need, whether you know it or not,
Yes,
And yeah. But I know that we've known each other for a couple of years now. And, when I launched Optimal Living Education and Retreats just over a year ago, we were, testing a few things, and we were like, okay, let's see which coaching actually fits. How do we introduce veterans and their families to this whole idea of holistic lifestyle coaching? And so you were one of my guinea pigs, I guess I would say. And we were starting this new program called My Life Matters. And I was just wondering if you don't mind sharing with our audience some of, that experience. What did you gain anything from that 15-minute coaching experience?
Yes, and I guess finally reflecting on that, and I will say to anybody who has this opportunity, uh, I took it somewhat whimsically, but after I realized that, she made me think about some things that relate to my health and wellness that I really had not thought about. And as I said earlier, that mindfulness is a very important part. And as a consequence of some of the things that came out of that consultation, and, and like I said, it didn't take forever, but it just made me think about my behaviors, my activities. Some of it is introspective and examining how I view taking care of myself in a more engaging manner. So I certainly appreciated that. And I'm proud to say that as a consequence of that, among a few other things that I can give Rosandra credit for, I set about the process of losing some weight, which certainly is, I would say, improve my appearance was probably one of the things I value, but I know it has some really good health benefits too, as measured in some of the things that check blood pressure and all that other good stuff. So I just encourage everybody to definitely explore Your Life Matters, because it does, and we don't hear that enough.
Yes, yes. I love what you said. You were really talking about how mindfulness and just your awareness, and that is just a key point, because it's really about the fact that we go to work each and every day, living our lives on this routine. Many of us jump up early in the morning, we hit that grind, and then we're working until late in the evening. And then the mindfulness part of, well, what did you eat today? Did you do any type of exercise whatsoever? I mean, even if it's as simple as parking your car not so close to the door or the entrance of where you're going and walking a little bit, that is being mindfulness. That is experiencing mindfulness, being mindful, and it's actually just being aware of your activities and how you are living. And so I'm glad you brought that up, because we definitely at Optimal Living Starts Here, we really want to help people to become more mindful and aware of their day-to-day activities, and then make little tweaks here and there so that they can get the benefits of living healthier and happier. So now I want to go into the fact that we are having this retreat. It's happening on September 18th. That's next Saturday, not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday. And this retreat is all about bringing veterans and their families out in nature to just experience life in a slower mode. Not so busy, crazy, but slow it down, breathe some fresh air. If you happen to live in the city, you're coming out into the wooded area that has all kinds of amazing plants and flowers and trees and lakes and all kinds of cool stuff. But beyond that, we have some dynamic practitioners who will be offering classes. I know I'm going to be teaching the art of touch to help couples enhance intimacy and communication through the art of touch. We have, oh my God, another veteran-owned business, Karundi Daniels. She's also a sponsor, and she's going to be out there and introducing our guests to how to do self-massage. I'm talking, we're going to be doing some self-massage and learning how that can support our well-being. We're going to be teaching yoga, mindfulness activities. We're going to even have lunch and do a little walk around the beach there. We have so much in store for our guests, and you decided to sponsor this event. And I would like for you to just share with our audience why. Why did you decide to sponsor Optimal Living Education and Retreats very first Veterans Family Retreat this year?
Well, there are three reasons why I made the decision. The first of which, and certainly is not the least of which, is Sandra is so exuberant. Okay, she is excited. It's kind of hard not to be excited about what Sandra's excited about. Now, mind you, she did not ask me to be a sponsor. Okay, but you know, the overwhelming energy that she exudes about what this represents and what it can do for people just compel me. You know, I have a philosophy about, you know, giving and generosity, and I believe that it gets magnified when you put, you know, when you apply resources to the right means and the right methods and with the right management. And I certainly would hope that, which goes to my second reason, that the people who come and participate, that this will be a tremendous blessing for them, because I know that from my time in Sandra's care and our relationship over the years working together, you know, she's, I think one time my doggone ankle was swollen and she actually gave me on the spot and it felt better. But realizing that these things that she just kind of went through a brief catalog of what you all are going to experience, and I encourage people to travel from far and wide to be part of the experience. So I wanted to bless people. And then the third thing is I love Callaway Gardens. Now, my last name is Callaway, it's Callaway. I have a lot of fun when I go there because people think I own the place, but that's aside. But, you know, it's a beautiful, beautiful jewel of Georgia. And I know so many people have not gone there. My family and I will go up there 2-3 times a year and just enjoy being in nature, seeing the beautiful plants, the butterfly center. And as Sandra was mentioning, you know, the beach, you know, it's a man-made lake, but it's big enough that you can boat and swim and do all that kind of stuff. And the food's good, the facilities are excellent. So it's a wonderful place, and I want more people to, you know, be able to enjoy it along with the event that you're hosting. So I wanted to, my heart was moved, and so I just, those are my reasons.
All right. Well, it seems like they are very good reasons, and I'm happy that my energy drew you to me and me to you, and that we are able to work together for the purpose of really empowering people. That's really what it's all about, whether it be financially, whether it be with health and wellness. We know that people have what they need inside of them. You know, it's not like they have to reach out and grab us, but sometimes life just happens to get in the way and we forget. We just forget. We forget our natural resources. We forget that health and wellness starts from within, with our mind and our thoughts and the activities that we engage in. And sometimes we just need an advisor or someone who has a passion for that thing that we are seeking, to kind of help us to remember that it's within us, you know. And you do that oh so well, because I know for a fact that in your business, you do consultations with individuals who are looking to do things like even invest in real estate. You work with individuals who have dreams and they decide, hey, I want to start a trucking company and I need several trucks to put into my, let's see, what would you call it? My fleet, you know,
Yes.
so that I can get it done. Right. You work with individuals who are even in, oh my God, new emerging industries, like the whole hemp or marijuana industry. That is something that is growing right now. And we know that individuals may need cash to make that happen, because that's not a business that does credit, you know. They have to work with the greenbacks. And you help them get that cash. But so many other dreams that are out there, entrepreneurs that just want to take an idea. I looked earlier at a young lady who you shared her information with me, and we're going to help her with some social media, but she does these handmade beautiful jewelry pieces from Yes. Oh my God. It's just amazing how you help people power their dreams. And I would like you to share with our audience just a little bit more. I know I said a few things about Private Money Syndicate, but you let our audience know, what is it that is your mission for this organization? How are you empowering veterans and family members? And why should they get online or pick up the phone and call you?
Well, I appreciate the invitation to share that. Uh, and the passion that I have in finance stems from having been, uh, and I'll just use the word bluntly, very ignorant about finance, to the extent that, I grew up in the country, paid cash for everything, didn't understand credit, didn't understand business. I went to college to be a biology major, didn't realize my grandfather been running a business all these years, and I'm right there part of it. And but then, getting a perspective of where I stood and why the gap between where I was heading in life, although I'm seeing this world of wealth and industry and business and intergenerational wealth all around me, and just not being connected to the information and knowledge of how to do that. And so this all evolved as a part of my journey in life. I spent 28 years in financial services with insurance, investments, and all those things, and having evolved and realizing that ultimately the creation of wealth and capitalism, whether it's the United States or anywhere else, really evolves around two major things. It's owning businesses and investing in real estate. And if you do your Google search, you'll see that the two most ready means to accumulate wealth is those two: business and real estate. And then the other important part that really relates to, I think the thing that Sandra and I will certainly agree and share on is, when you own a business, even though there are challenges and frustrations, it's your baby. I mean, my second grandchild was just born, my grandson, and I remember my kids, they cry and stuff like that, but that's your baby, and you love it, you care for it. And then to see it grow up and to prosper as a child, you're proud as a parent. But what we do here at the Private Money Syndicate is more than just the money. We're, that extended family, if you want to look at it that way, that helps you raise your baby. Okay. We help not only with the resources of capital, but as Sandra mentioned, social media, technology, the funding, brand development, product development, everything in a very holistic fashion that takes that idea, that dream, and turns it into a reality. And that is the joy that we all find in working with our clients to power their dreams with private money and more. So from the standpoint of the examples that she mentioned, we've got a number of veteran clients. One of them today is talking to a lender about getting funding to get a truck for his trucking company. He's over across the river in Phoenix City. I've got one veteran who started with me. She had one truck. She's got 16 now, and has her own truck driving school because she needs to keep training enough drivers to operate her fleet. And I could go on, but I know time won't allow. But that is what my passion revolves around. And certainly the common denominator is that we want to make people happier and healthier as we make them wealthier as well.
Absolutely. And I agree. I've actually heard individuals who basically shared big kudos to Private Money Syndicate for what they have been able to accomplish through working with you. I even remember one gentleman, I think he started off with maybe 2 or 3 houses, and then he flipped the houses and the cash. I know, flip money, not houses.
Right.
Listen, I'm learning too. But that gentleman now has many houses.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Oh, you mean Maurice?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He has got started with 14. Now he's got 44 in about a 3.5 year period.
OMG. I was saying much lower numbers, but that is a big deal. And
yes,
that could not have happened without the support of you, and not just you helping him get money, but the skill set and understanding how to manage that money and make it work for him as he adds on to his, you know, I don't need, what do you call it when you have 40 something houses? Oh my God, is that a portfolio of real estate properties?
That is a sizable portfolio. And you use the word manage because, money is a resource. Having, we call that, and again, this is getting a little technical, but, anything that produces money is an asset. Okay. So whether it's a business, a house, trucks, as we were talking about, your website, all those are things that if you understand that all assets have to be managed, what we get taught most often is how to manage our time and our efforts as a part of someone else's. I'm an asset to someone else because I'm making them money. Now, from the other side of the equation, as I was saying, that information gap, what we focus on is teaching and empowering people how to be their own asset, incorporate external assets, create more money, then, as you said, manage that so that it continues to perpetuate and they derive the greater benefit from being owners and entrepreneurs as opposed to employees, and trying to reduce that failure rate. That's my last point I want to make on that, is on the real estate investment side, I'm proud to say, and I'm big on this, a 0% infant mortality rate, which means we don't want anybody that comes through us to go out there and get killed on their first deal or be afraid to even do the first deal because they know they don't know what they're doing. And business is much the same way. And that's why we have all the resources of the private money syndicate that work together to accomplish those things for our clients.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Tony, I tell you, we know we can talk about private money. We can talk about holistic health and wellness all day long because we are both extremely passionate about what we do. And although my business is more like the whole information is my product, if you will, and it's, I'm still learning how to manage and grow that. And I know that through our relationship, through me working with you, supporting you and your vision, and then vice versa, hey, optimal living education and retreats will be exactly what I have dreamed of. And that is a resource and information and tools and all those kind of things for veterans to help them live healthy, happy lives. I'm telling you, these resources are not only on Facebook and YouTube and all the social media channels, but we actually have some online classes and trainings that individuals can engage with and learn from home, kind of like a university, but in your home, just sitting in front of your computer. We have some of those resources available to our veterans and their families as well. So we're growing together. We're learning, growing, and we are fulfilling or manifesting our dreams together. And I see you're itching to share something, Tony.
Well, I want to, I listened as you were saying all those things, and I want to say this to everybody who sees this live and who watches it later. You need to meet Versandra. I mean, in person. I mean, it's wonderful that we have social media and things that you can get. In other words, it's kind of like you're smelling the steak, but you got to get to the table on this one, okay? So I just want to encourage everybody to please stop what you're doing on the 18th of September and go to Callaway Gardens, be part of the retreat. The first Veterans Family Retreat hosted by and put on by Optimal Living Education and Retreats, and meet Versandra. And I just promise you that you'll be blessed. And if anything I've said or done helps more people to be there, I'm blessed because of it. And you are certainly deserving of all the love and all the success that you want to share with people. And that's where it comes from. It's coming from you to be shared with them. Y'all need to go get it. Okay, that's what I got.
I know you like to keep it real, Tony. Well, if you don't mind just sharing with our viewers your website, how you would like them to contact you after they've watched this interview and they see that you are the master, not only the master, wait a minute, you are the private money godfather. How do they reach out to you?
Yes. Now, Here's what I want everybody to do. Please go to the website and schedule a consultation. Go to privatemoneysyndicate.com, privatemoneysyndicate.com. And I say this jokingly, but it's close to true. Our Chief Technology Officer, Milton Maestro Walker, has literally got hundreds of buttons to schedule consultations all over the website. But explore the website. You'll learn a lot. It's very informative and educational. And so schedule a 15-minute consultation. We could talk about powering your dreams, whether it's real estate investment or business. We want to know and power your dreams. The other thing I want to ask is that if you go to YouTube and then search for the Private Money Godfather channel on YouTube and subscribe, there is a rich environment of learning from the interviews we've done with dozens of entrepreneurs, expert advisors like Sandra, who's worked with us not only in social media, but we also have her on there talking about optimal living, education, and retreats. But just about anything you want to know from people who are doing it, you know, that's the key thing. People who are on there are actually in the trenches and they can share from their experiences. And we want you to please subscribe and benefit from there. So yeah, schedule a consultation at privatemoneysyndicate.com and go become one of our subscribers on YouTube at Private Money Godfather channel on YouTube.
Yes, yes. That Private Money Godfather channel is truly rich with information and resources, and you will be blessed by just being there in the presence of all these dynamic experts who are just really sharing from their heart. They're giving you hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of information that you just can't find everywhere. So definitely I ditto that, Tony. And if you would like to come and join us at the upcoming Veterans Family Retreat, I invite you to go to theoptimalplan.com. Again, that is theoptimalplan.com, and get your ticket because registration ends on this coming Saturday. You will be blessed by the dynamic sponsors that we have joining us: Breathe Holistic Health and Wellness Spa, Private Money Syndicate, and Georgia Vet Fest. We are happy to serve you on September 18th. And for now, I'm going to remind you that optimal living starts here. So continue to join and make sure you share this wonderful episode. And until next time, peace and love to you.